Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we will be trying out a recipe from one of my favorite celebrity chefs. Her name is Neha Shah, and all of the dishes that she makes, she usually puts it up on her Instagram page and posts it up with different videos on how to. And I'm gonna be trying out one of the dishes that she's made. I've made it a bit in my style, so that's why I'm gonna call it a rough blend mushroom broccoli soup. And with no more further ado, let's get on with the video. If this is the first time you are here on my channel, hi, welcome. My name is Carol and you are watching Curious Carol. We'll be making soups today, and let's get on straight to the video where I've done all the preps and I'll show you exactly how I did the whole making of this thing. And before I forget, don't forget to give this video a huge big like before you continue to watch. Make sure you've subscribed and also turn on the notification bell so that you know whenever I put up a video. Now let's go get on with it. Hey guys, we are here now and I've put the water to boil to blanch the spinach and broccoli, which I've already cleaned and kept ready. The other ingredients that I've kept ready is the onion, garlic. I'm going to add mushrooms to this recipe, though it's not there in the other one. And I've also chopped the walnuts and kept them ready. So I'm just gonna wait for the water to heat up. Once it's heated up, I'm going to add this handful of spinach followed by the broccoli. We'll blanch them both as how the recipe says, and then we'll go on to the next step. So I'm just waiting for the water to boil. It's just begun getting the water bubbles. Just waiting for it to boil up, and once it's boiled up, I'll show you guys what happens next. So as you guys can probably see, there is effervescence now coming. The water is beginning to boil. So now I'm going to chuck in the spinach in there. Just be careful when you are adding in the spinach. Don't worry too much about the size. It will shrink on its own. Make sure everything is dipped in the water and let it blanch in there in the heat for about a minute. That's what the recipe says. I'm just gonna let it be in here for about a minute. It's already releasing its water, so I'm just gonna grab a plate. Wow. You guys, you can always use this water for the stock. Don't throw it away. I will now add the broccoli. And for broccoli in the recipe, it says that it should be around 4 to 5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. It's about 4 to 5 minutes, so I'll let the broccoli blanch in there for about 4 to 5 minutes, just as the recipe says. So as you guys can see, the broccoli is boiling away. It needs another 2 minutes and it'll be done. Again, don't throw away the water just yet. Once you remove the broccoli out of it, keep the water because you could use it in the rest of the recipe. As you go ahead in the recipe, that is. So just leave the water. This is the same exact thing that I'm doing that she's done. Alright, so I'm now going to turn the flame off and remove the broccoli from the water so it can stop the whole cooking process from happening. I'm going to use this spatula type of ladle right here and remove all the broccoli from the boiling water. The next step is to do with the onions and the whole roasting of these blanched veggies. So let's get on with that. Mind you, this recipe will have you changing utensils every now and then, so be ready for a bit of utensil washing after. Okay, so this is the part where you do the whole toasting and roasting of the veggies that you're going to use. I've just turned the fry pan on, and this is what I'm going to saute it with, not toss it, saute it with. She suggested that you can even use butter, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a little bit of butter to get ahead with this whole process. My butter has nicely melted, so I'm going to go ahead and chuck in some butter in there. This is literally it would be less than 1/4 stick of butter that I'm using, and I'm going to melt it nicely. Once it's nice and melted and it's producing that foamy, more of that foaminess, I'm going to add both the onion and the garlic. I just wanted to try out the soup for a long time now because it looks so delicious, and you know, it just looks so healthy, and I'm a big sucker for soups, very frankly. I just feel like it's a good substitute for junk food. It's very hearty, and you can literally devise it as per your taste. I'm just going to use one of my wooden ladles and let that cook. I may add a little bit more butter later on, but let's see if this is enough, then I'll just stick to this. So I'm just going ahead and frying it a little, as she mentioned. I like onions getting a little bit burnt because I don't know, the taste just intensifies. The entire dish's taste intensifies if the onion is a little bit, you know, ever so slightly more brown than its usual golden brown color. So I like it that way. I think I'm going to add a little bit more butter, just a little bit more. Just gonna slap it in right there. Oh my gosh, it smells good. It already smells good. In the recipe she says after this one's nicely roasted, you add the walnuts. So I've actually made my walnuts a little bit smaller. This time I've not used a chopper, I've just used my hands to actually cut it into smaller bits. Oh, the smell of cooking butter is amazing. So just gonna let that cook. Not cook, more like let it just saute in there for around about a minute or so. Okay, I feel like that's alright. I can cook in there for a while. I'm gonna lower the flame a little bit, and now I'm going to add the blanched veggies, as she's also mentioned. I'm using a wider fry pan, you know, a wider mouth fry pan. You can always use a small one if you want to. Ooh, oopsies. Coat that well. You may have different techniques of coating. I usually even toss the fry pan sometimes, but be very careful. If you've not done it before, don't do it. Just go with what you know. Amateur Cooks 101. But hey, you know what? Once you get cooking, once you start cooking for yourself, there is no going back. Honestly speaking, there is no going back afterwards. It's just the best thing on earth. I don't have a hand blender, so I'm actually going to blend this with my regular mixie. So I'm going to let that cook for a wee bit of time, maybe another 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'll show you what I do next. Now guys, I can really smell the aroma coming through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the next step. I'm going to add 2 cups of the stock that I saved. Like I said to you guys, the water in which we boiled the vegetables, just save that. That's the same water I'm using as well. This cup is not able to catch it all, so I'm just going to have to do it like 3 times. That's 1.5 cup. I'm going to add 2 cups full. I wanted a little bit more on the thicker end, and I'm also going to add this. This is a stock cube. This is vegetarian. This is a veg stock cube. I really think stock cubes really make anything better. They can make anything better. So I'm going to add this. Make sure you break it before you add it, just like that, so that it distributes very well. Don't get scared to get your hands dirty when you're cooking. That's what makes cooking a little bit more fun. So once that's done, I'm just going to let the water distribute and let the seasoning distribute inside the pan for a while. And also don't forget to add a little bit of salt. Actually, I was supposed to add salt earlier on, but I forgot. So I'm just going to add the salt now. I don't like adding too much salt. I'm not a fan of too much salt. So this is how much salt I would add. That's that. Going to let that simmer in for some time. It's already smelling great, guys. It is. It really is. Now, like I said, I don't have a hand blender. So I'm going to actually transfer this to my regular mixie and blend it right through. So now I'm going to let it cool just for a minute and then transfer it to my mixie and let you guys see what I do next. Alright, so I have now transferred it into my mixie. I'm going to blitz this and I'm going to go ahead with the next step right now. Okay, so I've managed to blend it a little bit. This is what I've blended. There are some pieces still left in this. However, that's okay because I want it to be a little, it should have some pieces, and I like my soups like that, a little bit more heavy and hearty, so I've just left it to that. Next, it is the bechamel step. So I'm just going to do the bechamel, show it to you guys, and then go ahead and do the next step. Okay, after this big disaster that I did, it's time for bechamel. I'm just going to have to make do with this. This is a lot thicker than expected, but I put the pan on now to make the bechamel. So again, it needed some butter. I'm going to chuck in some butter in there. The whole idea of making a bechamel is just to give it that creamy texture, I believe. I'm really not sure because she did mention that it's an optional step. You don't have to do it if you want to. I'm just out here trying to grab some flour. As my butter melts away, I'm just going to add some flour. Who else has these? Like, life-saving, I tell you. So I'm going to add... I don't take actual estimates. I literally just guess. And I'm like, okay, I think that's enough. Like, that's literally what I think when I cook. I don't go for actual estimates. I just go ahead with my little imagination and just try. Most of the time it's fine, you know. It's about the right measurement. Yo, let's go. So I'm just going to cook that. That's what she's done. I think I put less butter, but that's okay. I can add some more, not a problem. I feel like this is more of a disaster. Maybe it's because I'm filming. I don't know. I've added a little bit of butter, a little more butter in here. And I'm going to add this mixture because why not? I've messed it up enough anyway. Well, it's got a great color, I have to say. Let me reduce the flame. It has a wonderful color, and it's almost like a more liquid version of a pesto, I guess. I'm going to go wild and add a little bit more of the stock just to give it a bit more liquidity. It's going to evaporate anyway, but it will just still make it a little bit more liquid than it is right now. Oh, it blended right in. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a little bit of a fail. Only once I actually taste it will I know if it's a fail or not. Now I'm going to chuck in my mushrooms because I wanted the mushrooms in there. So just gonna chuck in the mushrooms. I love mushrooms. These are like the best for me. You know, if I'm not eating anything non-vegetarian, mushrooms are like the non-vegetarian substitute for me. I don't know if it actually even has that kind of a property. Dude, this is not looking like a soup anymore. This is looking more like a gravy that I could have with roti or something, or with a bread. Maybe I might come to like it. This is not a soup, this is thick soup. Oh my god, okay. I'm going to like just add a little bit more of the stock, because I really can't bear to see that it's really thickening up. I want it to be ever so slightly more liquid, but not too thick at the same time. Okay, I feel like it's looking a lot better now. Just going to increase the flame a wee little bit. Guys, only after I taste it, I would like, you know, ask you to make it at home or try it yourself. It's a fail. Well, it's a fail. I'm going to cover it with the lid. Increase it a little bit, cover it with the lid for some time. Make sure the mushrooms have cooked through perfectly. Just for some time. But in the meanwhile, I will chop all these into the sink. Okay people, it's the moment of truth. But hold on. This is how it's looking now. This is how it's looking now. It's looking pretty damn good. Others might think it looks like the palak paneer base. But hey, it's all a matter of trying, trial and error. One doesn't become a great cook in one night, okay? Okay, it smells really, really rich, you know? Let's hope it tastes as rich as it smells. Here we go. You know, texture-wise, it's quite a thick soup. I would consider this a soup because it's quite thick. It's quite heavy and creamy as I wanted it to be. Oh my god, you guys. Okay, I'm not even kidding you. This tastes amazing. Even though it's not smooth, you can taste the pieces of the broccoli florets and the spinach, but it tastes really, really good. Oh yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it 100%. It's buttery, it's creamy, the vegetables taste so fresh. Yes, it's 100%. Oh yeah, I'm still recording. Okay. It's 100% a yes from me. Okay, mushrooms just make this a whole lot better. You guys must try this soup at your own time. Do make it. Do try it the way I've done it. Or if you want, do make it into a smoother paste and a smoother blend. But make this because it is amazing for, I think, absolutely any season. So I will give it a 5 on 5 for my own work. I'm very proud of it. It's amazing. And with that, you guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. This is how it's spelled, as so. Make sure that if you like this video and you had fun with me along this whole process, make sure you give it a good big thumbs up. Make sure you like and subscribe. I mean, since you've already liked, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell as well. I will see you in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.